Hey there, CJ Messins. I'm going to do the odds of 5.4 two-step equations tonight. The key thing is I need you to check your answers as well. So no moaning, groaning. Let's learn how to do this. If you're able to check your answers, there's never a reason why you get one of these wrongs on the Terra Nova or Aspire test coming up. So here we go. First, go ahead and draw your Tetris. Change that to plus and negative. Add 8 to both sides. That cancels out. Make sure you drop down negative 7p. This is a DSSM, different sign, subtract more. So 36 minus 8 actually equals 28, but it's negative 28. And then you end up dividing negative 7, not just 7, but negative 7. So P is equal to positive 4. Notice negative 4 is also an answer choice. So if you don't actually think about your integer rules as this is an SSP, then you will get it wrong. Checking. First thing you're going to do is write the problem and plug in your answer. So negative 7, but not P, plug in 4. Plus negative 8. Then do some math. Negative 36 is equal to negative 7 times 4 is negative 28 plus negative 8. And then you're just asking yourself, is negative 28 plus negative 8 and negative 36? It is indeed. Check it off. You're good to go. If for some reason when you add that up, either in your head or in a calculator, that you don't get negative 36, you know you've picked the wrong answer. All right. Number 3, plus and negative. Go ahead and draw your Tetris. We're going to add 4 to both sides. Those cancel out. Drop down negative 4. R equals negative 20 plus 4. That's a DSSM. Different sign, subtract. So 20 minus 4 is 16, but there are negatives, more negatives. So negative 16. We divide by negative 4. Again, that's an SSP. SSP, we get R is equal to positive 4. Right? To check, we plug in 4 for our answer. So not negative 4R, but negative 4 parentheses 4 plus negative 4 is equal to negative 20. This is all you're doing is rewriting the exact equation, but instead of the variable, you're plugging in your answer. So from this, we get negative 16 plus negative 4 is equal to negative 20, and you're asking yourself, is that really negative 20? And in our case, yes, it is. All right, and number 5. We're going to go ahead and draw your Tetris. We're going to add negative 2. Those cancel out. Drop down k over 8 is equal to negative 1. Different sign, subtract more. So 2 minus 1 gives you 1, but more negatives. Then multiply by 8 on both sides. Those cancel out. K is equal to negative 8. And A is your answer. So now plug in. So don't put k over 8. Put negative 8 over 8. Again, just rewriting this, but with our answer. Plus 2 is equal to 1. And this is negative 1 plus 2 is equal to 1. And you're asking yourself, is negative 1 plus 2 really equal to negative 1? Yes, it is. So therefore, you know you have the right answer. And one more. Go ahead, plus negative. Add 7 to both sides. You get 4 is equal to b over 4. You're going to multiply both sides by this 4. And those cancel out. So b is equal to 16. And then plug in. So negative 3 is equal to 16, not b, over 4, plus negative 7. Make sure you're copying exactly as. If you don't copy the equation exactly as it was originally, except just replacing the variable, you will mess up some of the math. So negative 3 is equal to 16 divided by 4 is 4, plus negative 7. And you're asking yourself, is 4 plus negative 7 really negative 3? And it is. Right? This is a very useful step. I know it's somewhat annoying to write out extra steps and all that, but if you can understand why your answer is actually a solution to the equation, then you will never get these wrong. I only ask you to check on the front. So on the back side where I've written check, we can go ahead and eliminate that. All right? Number 9. So plus negative, add 1. Those cancel off. Negative 5 is equal to 5x. And then divide by 5. So x in this case is equal to not 1, but negative 1, remembering our rules. Be careful. Number 10 is not like number 9. Make sure you understand the difference between those two. Number 11, Alberto rented a bike from James Bikes. It cost $17 plus 7 per hour. We don't know how many hours, and we know he paid 31. So we want to find out how long he rented the bike. So you just got a two-step equation. So plus negative 17 plus negative 17. Those cancel out. Drop down 7x is equal to 13 plus negative 17. Different sign, subtract. Gives you positive 14. There are more positives. And then you divide by 7. So x is equal to positive 2. He rented it for 2 hours. Number 12 is very similar to that, so pause it and try and do number 12. And number 13, Stephanie rented a bike again, 16 plus 8. We don't know the hours, but we know she paid 72. So I'll just help you out with that one. You guys can solve that one. 119 students went on a field trip. 3 buses were filled, and 14 students traveled by car. How many were in each bus? So if I have 3 buses filled, but I don't know how many on each bus, I know that another 14 went by car, and I know there was 119 total. That's my equation for that one. Okay. These bottom ones are interesting just because they look like one-step equations, but really because they have negative coefficients, they are not. So if we change these to plus and negative, you're going to add negative 6 to both sides, and you're going to get not x, but again, negative x is equal to negative 19. And be super careful, divide by negative 1. And when you divide by negative 1, you say, oh, my answer is actually 19, not negative 19. And I am going to ask you to check this one. So 6 plus negative, and then plug in your answer 19. Is that really negative 13? Yes, it is. Negative 13 is equal to negative 13. Why? Because this was DSSM, different sign, subtract more. So do number 16 and also make sure you check it. Call me if you have questions.